What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Derek Lunsford and his latest update, who is now the reigning Arnold champion and also 2 times Olympia champion. So I legit have one serious question to ask here. Because majority of the fans, they were so divided over this year's Olympia placings, especially Derek beating Hadi Choopan or even Andrew Jagged. And most of the guys out there, they were inclined towards Hadi Choopan winning the Olympia this year. And a lot of people out there, they even had Andrew Jagged beating Derek. So the question is, what's the worst Derek could have placed in this year's Mr. Olympia? Top 3, top 4 or top 5? Do let me know in the comments down below. Because either Lee Priest, he's majorly rage baiting here, or he legit doesn't like the physique that Derek Lunsford brought to this year's Olympia. And I'm gonna say he hates that to such an extent that he placed Derek as low as 7th in his Olympia breakdown. So a guy who won the prejudging, beating all the guys, he should have gotten beat by multiple guys, including Brendan Carey and Antonio Boyton too. Don't you guys think that's a bit too much? I'm pretty sure if we ask Samson Dauda now, when the Olympia is over, whether he should have beaten Derek or not, even he would admit that the Olympia wasn't a great look by him. So bodybuilding is a very subjective sport, and we can all agree that the top 3 this year, they were pretty damn close, and up to a point that the judges could have made a case for each and every one of them to win the Olympia this year, and people would have been fine with that, especially with Hadi winning. So the disagreement that most people had in placings in this breakdown by Lee Priest that started from 4th onwards, as Martin should have beaten Samson Dauda and nowhere Nick would have placed top 6 with the way he showed up. But when you say that the current Olympia champion, he should have placed 7th, then this would definitely generate some controversy. And if Lee Priest isn't rage baiting here, this puts a serious question mark on the judges and what they're looking at and what some of these former bodybuilders, and Lee Priest is a very awesome bodybuilder, what he's looking at. Because the fact is, if you go through the comment section of this breakdown by Lee Priest, you are gonna find out that majority of the people out there, they seem to agree with Lee Priest, especially with Derek's placing, which makes it very clear how much the people out there dislike Derek Lunsford as the champion. Now Derek surely has some weak points, so does Hadi, so does Andrew, but apparently Derek's physique, that is picked apart big time, based on having the weakest biceps and the least amount of detail on his chest and in the poses like the most muscular. But the fact is, you can say the same thing about Andrew Jagged too, that he lacked the thickness in the side shorts and the detail in the hamstrings and the glutes area. And with Hadi having that discrepancy between his left and right leg. So if we go by the opinion of Lee Priest here, there is one more guy who got fairly mistreated at this past Olympia, and that is Akeem Williams. So he made that top 10 in his list, but the judges, they did not even have him in their top 15, which raises a serious question. Should the IFBB Pro League have 1 or maybe 2 former IFBB pros on the judging panel? And how many of you guys agree that the top 3 in this year's Olympia, they were solid? Hadi, Derek and Andrew Jagged. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So Stanimal announces his return to Classic Physique division after giving men's open bodybuilding a few solid years. And for those of you guys who do not know, Stanimal was originally a men's physique guy. He switched over to Classic and then into the men's open. Now the fact is, not every physique out there, they're capable of carrying a lot of muscle mass no matter what they do. But Stanimal actually did put on quite a lot of muscle and mass while getting bigger for the men's open. But he was never the biggest guy to begin with, and although he has switched back to Classic Physique, but the fact is he was having very difficult time making the weight cutoff for his height in Classic, and he decided to go for the men's open. That being said, Stanimal had a few good showings as a men's open guy too, especially back in 2023. He placed second behind Hassan Mustafa. At Van Pro, he was also third in Chicago Pro, behind Justin Shire and John De La Rosa. And if we just take a look at the competition this year, all the names that I have just mentioned, who beat Stanimal in his best year as an Open Pro, they have all been struggling, and that too massively, throughout this year, to win a pro show and even to place top 5. So Justin Shire did not even make top 10. Earlier this year at Tampa Pro, John retired because as the defending Tampa Pro champion, he could not even make top 5, and Hassan Mustafa hasn't even placed top 2 in any of the show that he has done, last year or this year either. So Stanimal this time will have one advantage in Classic Physique, because since he switched over, the regulations have changed. He's allowed to weigh a bit more now. So will he be successful in Classic Physique? Well, as of right now, we do not know. We do, however, know that he will be healthy and way more athletic. Jordan Hutchinson has all the tools to be the one guy who will make one of the biggest splash at the Olympia next year. So that's 70 pounds of solid muscle gained in about 7 years. Obviously the rate at which he will be putting on muscle at this point in his career, that will kind of slow down dramatically. But this guy is built for the men's open, and he's just 28 years old, so he has all the time in the world. So if we take a look at his 7 years transformation pictures, the only area which was better when he was really young, they were his abs. And that is the one thing many experts point out, that Jordan has a bit of that distension in that lower abdominal region. But he's staying extremely regimented with his vacuum practice, even in this phase of the year, when he must be in the detox and recovery mode, as the man is slowly transitioning into the off-season for next year. So talk about the positive points, everything else, that just exploded big time in his physique, especially that 1 year transformation from last year to this year. That was absolutely insane. So this guy has lots of muscle density, lots of muscle maturity at such a young age. So he was 12th at his Olympia debut this year, and this is a guy to really watch out for in 2026. As even a guy like Jay Cutler mentioned, that he can be the one guy who can pose a challenge to the top 4 very soon. So that means this guy has the tools to challenge guys like Hadi, Derek, Andrew and Samson Dauda. So let me know what you guys think. And also hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.